Guys, keep it going for Alec Worth. Make some noise. How are we feeling? You all right? You good? Give me some claps. Can you clap? I'm so sorry. If you couldn't clap, I wouldn't have known what to do right there. Is there any reason why people can't clap? This is a good thing to do in between comics. Wouldn't you agree, guys? Yeah? Yeah, just make some noise. Just fucking, I don't know. Let's make some noise, dude. All right. It is an absolute honor to bring out this next comic, man. Y'all know him and y'all love him. He is the man who put this show on tonight. He is my good friend and he is so funny and y'all are gonna love him. Can we show him some love right now? Can we start clapping it up? Guys, give it up for SamCaushaj!
So, do you guys remember that very shitty audience member that looked like he'd be cast in an Eastern European remake of Succession? Yes, we remember that guy. True story, that guy's my building manager. Swear to God. So, while I say that, quick round of applause for Arizona and the boys that are recording this set tonight. Let's give them a round of applause. So we do technically have video evidence of that guy being the shittiest audience member at a comedy show of all time. And we have the capability to make this go viral. And we will blow this shit up. And I'm willing to do that unless he maybe takes my rent down for 50%, something like that. You know what I mean? I'm willing to negotiate with this guy. I'm Albanian. That's right. Which surprises a lot of people because I don't really look like Eric Adams. A lot of people are asking me for my opinion on Eric Adams becoming an Albanian citizen. And here's what I'll say. Hey guys, this is the punchline. I would love it. This is the big time for the joke to hit, and I don't want to hear you guys chatting about who got passed at what club. All right, where was I? People are asking my opinion on Eric Adams, and here's what I'll say. If I know anything about Eric Adams, that guy loves doing crime. And if that ain't Albanian, I don't know what is, all right? Right? Oh, he's bald and has done wire fraud? Who does he think he is, my mother? I look like John Wayne Gacy after a couple months on Ozempic. You know, I am sympathetic to people trying to lose weight. I've lost over 160 pounds in my life, right? That's impressive. You know, one thing I didn't realize when I lost all that weight was I have a lot of loose skin. Like, my stomach currently looks like one of Salvador Dali's melting clocks. I thought I was gonna get six-pack abs. Instead, I have a surrealist interpretation of time and space. I know. Thank you, Remy, I appreciate that. I would love to see a cat feed between you guys just jumping over the crowd. I've done that joke like a million times. You guys have seen me perform. You've seen me do that joke. I'm tired of doing that joke, but I have to do that joke because it establishes that I am very empathetic towards overweight people because this next joke is very fat-phobic. All right, let's get it over with. There's a lot of obesity in America, and there's also a lot of mass shootings. Makes it kind of weird that there aren't a lot of obese mass shooters. Probably because there's too much cardio involved for a fat guy to pull one off, right? Like, picture this. You're in high school, and you see a fat son of a bitch charging at you with an AR-15. And then this happens. Just give me a second, I'll shoot you. I'll just need to catch my breath. And look, you gotta lock in if you're shooting. You can't be worried about your shirt riding up on your stomach. All right? Imagine if that guy started doing this. Grrr. Grrr. Hard to take that shit very seriously, you know? And look, condolences to the victims of gun violence, but if you get got by a really fat guy, skill issue. All right? Here's a tip. Hide directly underneath his belly. He'll never find you. I bought one of these Oura Ring health and fitness trackers. Does anybody else here have an Oura Ring or familiar? We got my boy Cal, you got one? See, I bought mine just because I want to help Peter Thiel finance his blood boy addiction. I spent $400 on this thing, and it is the biggest piece of shit ever, dude. Last weekend, I drank 10 tequila sodas, did some cocaine in the bathroom stall at the bar. I checked the app the next morning. It's like, Sam, you take a Soul Cycle class at 3 in the morning last night? I fucked up, though. It's a bit loose on my finger. I figured this out in a very unfortunate way. So I brought a girl back over to my apartment not too long ago. And, did some pretty active fingering, am I right? It kind of just went like, boosh, like a bazooka. It was a whole situation, but we figured out she burned 25 calories trying to queef a gadget out of her pussy. Yeah, it's a crass one. Have you guys noticed how all customer service surveys are formatted like foreplay now? You know what I mean? So like a couple weeks ago, I had to use Instacart to pick up some groceries. I was a bit too hungover, so I made it some impoverished Bangladeshi migrants problem. So I get my groceries delivered, and I get a push notification from the app asking me to rate Mahmoud out of 5 stars. And look, I got my groceries. I'm an easy guy to please. I gave him 5 out of 5. And then the app's like, yeah? What'd you really like about it? Do you like how fast he came for you? You like the way he handled all your stuff? Put in this tiny little box? You had so much stuff too, he could barely fit it all in there. They're just asking me to leave him a tip. I'm like, shit, homeboy getting the whole dick, am I right? Let's just say Mahmoud's gonna be biking gingerly the next time he has to drop off a Big Mac. All right, those were 2 very crass jokes in a row. How about we do a little palate cleanser one? This one's a fun one. I like it. There's too many apps on the damn phone, right? Too many apps. We all complain. Too many apps on the damn phone. Like, why does my cat feeder need an app? And why does the app to my cat feeder need 2-factor authentication? Who's trying to hack into my cat feeder? My cat? I've seen her get stuck in a hamper for 8 hours. I don't think she's gonna install malware anytime soon. That was fun, right? That was a cute little joke. Cat learning how to code. Meow, meow, I want treats, meow. Adorable. I'm glad you liked it. These next ones are very, very dark. Okay. I used to have like a hard drug problem in my early 20s. That's right. I even did heroin a couple times. That's right. So I know we got a couple of rowdy people in this crowd, but a lot of people get tense when you say the word heroin. And to those people, I say, you should try some heroin. It'll chill you out very quickly. I had a friend that I used to do drugs with. He had a very funny quirk. So the first time I ever did heroin with this guy, I pull out a $1 bill to use to roll up and snort with. And he sees me doing that, goes, absolutely not. I refuse to do drugs with a bill worth less than 20 bucks. And I ask him, why is that? And he's like, smaller bills are handled more often, so they have more germs on them. And that's definitely true, but you know what else has germs on it? Heroin. You know, all kidding aside, my heroin addict friend died a few years ago. This is a true story. They found his body in his car, parked outside of a Wendy's. Tragic. And that's not even the worst part of the story. They forgot to put a spoon in the bag for his Frosty. Luckily, he did have an extra one on him. Yum, yum, yum. The creaminess of the vanilla really complements the bitterness of the fentanyl. You know, I am proud to say that I have been sober from opiates for over 10 years now. I'm very proud of that, you know? A lot of former drug addicts have like a rock bottom moment, and I had one too. So one time I was driving into the city to pick up oxycodone, which is a very strong opiate pill. And on my way there, I get a text from my dealer saying this: I'm trying to play a game of pickup basketball with my son, and we lost our ball. If you don't bring a basketball with you, I ain't selling you shit. Here's another important bit of context to this story. It was 1 a.m. And you'd be shocked to figure out how not a lot of places sell basketballs at 1 a.m. And look, you guys are probably assuming right now that my rock bottom moment was the humiliation I felt, realizing that my drug addiction had turned my life into nothing more than being a chore boy for a heroin dealer who is also kind of a supportive father figure. You'd be wrong, though. This was my rock bottom moment. My dealer said they needed an extra player, and I was high off pills and played the worst game of basketball in my entire life. I was setting up pick and rolls like this. Hey, yo, Sam, get back on D! I knew I had to turn my life around, man. I was letting down my family, letting down my friends. Worst of all, I was letting down my teammates. I had sex with an escort recently. Oh, he's shocking. Oh, the pill popper has other demons. Who could have seen that one coming? She had a tattoo right above her vagina. It said, "Highway to Hell," which I thought was very interesting. So I asked her, what's up with that? Is that like referential to the AC/DC song, an ode to debauchery? Do you view sexuality as a form of female empowerment and it's a rebellion against the social taboos that still exist within your line of work, sort of thing? Or perhaps you view your job through a Marxist lens and it's more of an allegorical vaginal rejection of labor in itself. And then she responded with this: "You got about 15 minutes left, pal. So if you can't get it up, why don't we just call it a night?" See, I like doing that joke because you guys are thinking to yourself, I think a guy that looked like that would say words like those. My whole vibe is like if a Barstool employee went to Oberlin College. I know. But what can I say? Sometimes I pay for pussy, right? What can I say? I love supporting female-owned businesses. Some of my friends give me shit for it. They say there's no honor in paying for pussy. And then I tell them, yeah, dude, there's more honor in paying for a subscription to Hinge, matching with a 23-year-old marketing associate, taking her to a cocktail bar that's conveniently located 1 block away from your apartment, and then you just stare through her into the abyss as she doesn't stop talking about the last season of Love Island. And in the back of your head, you're thinking, maybe she'll shut up for 1 second so I could go in for a kiss. And for a brief second, she does. But she's not prepared for it, so your teeth kind of just collide. Like linebackers running an Oklahoma drill. Towards the end of the night, you ask her to go back up to your apartment, and if she's being honest with herself, she didn't have a very good time because you're not a very fun person to be around. But she says yes because she's 23 and doesn't have self-esteem. And so you go to your apartment, you have vapid, empty sex, and the second you're done coming, you feel worse about yourself than you did before. Because deep down inside, you know this is all an exercise in hedonistic consumption and a distraction towards a meaningful self-reflection. That, more honorable way of getting pussy. I talk about sex on stage a lot, if you guys hadn't noticed by now. And you'd think with how frequently I discuss having sex on stage that I might be good at having sex. You guys know Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000 hour rule? You do anything for 10,000 hours, you'll be an expert at it? Brother, I've spent 10,000 hours of my life trying to come after doing cocaine. And I'm still tugging on my shit. I know. Those are all these silly jokes, pills, sex. At the end of the day, I'm a lover at heart. I am. Looking for love. I have a girlfriend now. Right? That's cool. We're dealing with a bit of a situation, though, because on one hand, I'm sympathetic to the plight of the Palestinian people. On the other hand, she has big tits, big nose, and doesn't respect me. Jewish. And look, I understand it's a sensitive topic, plus I don't have a single belief or conviction I won't throw away for the chance to get laid. On one of our first dates, she was telling me how as a Jew, she hadn't felt safe in this city since October 7th. Back in my head, I'm thinking, you're on a date with me, you aren't safe right now. 2 hours into me talking about fantasy football, you're going to wish you were on one of those hostage posters. All right, guys, that's my time. You've been very fun. Give it up for Riley Flanagan!
Give it up for SamCaushaj, everybody. Make some noise. And give him an extra round of applause for the balls he